Show podcast. A daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Kent says, who else has their popcorn ready? After yesterday's dissecting, surprisingly, I have very little to report. There was some chitter chatter from the peanut gallery. Hang on a second. Fucking thing about your old pal EZ and what went on yesterday. But it was all... I'm having an issue. Come on! Fucking thing. It's embarrassing. It was the usual amount of silliness. So I don't really have anything to report. And that's good, you know? I kind of wanted to just go away. I was enjoying life when we were like free and not worrying about anything of those assholes said. But all right. So there we go. I have nothing to report. Corey says you need to replace that piece of equipment. You're right. I do. But it's also easier just to bash it and not spend the money. I am alarmingly cheap, and it's not that old, you know? When you get something that's, it was probably 2 months after I had that processor that I kicked it really, really good on accident and fucked it up, and now it's damaged beyond belief. Tyler says, I'm liking the setup in Fear Bunker North. Well, I appreciate that. I am in the old trailer that is mouse-free. A lot of people were asking about the mice. I am mouse-free now since May. I have found no carcasses in traps. I have found no evidence of mouse droppings anywhere. So we are off and running. I feel really good about that. Last night, it was dinner time, and I was starving, and I brought this, that HelloFresh, those meal kits that I bring up, or that it's like a sponsor. It is a sponsor. I brought one of those up, and it was a chicken recipe, creamy chicken cavatappi, I think is what it's called, which is like a noodle. Well, it is a noodle. And so I'm making it, and I'm in kind of like there's not a lot of room to make it in the motorhome. So I'm like setting things in different spots, and there's like a couple pouches of this kind of like a cream sauce that gets put into there. So I've got it all like in a skillet, the food, chicken, mushrooms, and then you're going to add this cream sauce and some Parmesan cheese and a little bit of water, and you blend it all together with the chicken, and then you add the noodles and blend that all together, and then it's basically like an Italian casserole. Chicken-based, cream chicken-based. Well, there's 2 of these pouches of the cream sauce. As I'm scrambling around getting this together, I notice all of the dogs have suddenly gotten up. One of the 2 pouches has tipped. I cut the top off of these little plastic pouches and like rested them because I was just going to grab them, put them in. I was getting ready, you know, and that was a mistake. I should have not cut the tops off until I was actually ready to put them in the skillet. So one of them tipped and just kind of dribbled down like a white load of jizz. And the dogs, I was like, what are they doing? Oh, fuck. So now my recipe was kind of fucked. Had a little less zing to it, if you will. Made a complete mess of the place. So, my God. Fucked everything up. Update on Kenny. I'm glad to see this. He writes, speaking of meals, I've had tacos and pizza this week, and I still managed to lose 7 pounds. Must be doing something right. Yeah, I am. Hey, star on the forehead. Because that isn't easy. And just wash, rinse, repeat, motherfucker. I don't give a shit what it is. Keep it up, buddy. You're turning it around. You have my complete encouragement. Just as if you come in here and announce that you're not losing weight and you're packing on the pounds, just as I would call you a dumb fuck fat ass, I will also encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. You know I love you. Kenny says, long road ahead that I've ventured down before. But hey, look, you see that comment right there? Long road ahead that I've ventured down before. You can't even think like that. You can't look in the past and you can't look at the future. And you did it there in one sentence. You did both in one sentence. Dismiss any of that. Dismiss the, oh, God, I got a long way to go. And, oh, no, I fucked it up in the past. No. Don't even worry about that. Just today, you're concerned with not being disgusting. And you can lay your head down tonight on your bed that lists to one side and feel good about yourself at the end of the day. That's how we roll here, Kenny. So welcome into the show. Yesterday was almost a catastrophe for your old pal EZ, and here's why. Hang on, I got to turn a light on. This particular light needs to be on. Probably isn't going to make a lick of difference, but so I've been running the lawnmower, trying to get this place tidy for when my dad gets here, and it's kind of a bummer because again, this all started with Charity Scam Mike saying, I'm going to be up there Wednesday. So I'll meet you up there with your dad. I go, oh, that's great. Good call. I dropped everything. I made all these arrangements to get it done. You know, gathering up all this shit, bringing it up, bringing the dogs. There's a logistic, it's not a logistic nightmare, but you have to, there's a lot to do. And then it's like, oh, I'm not coming up Wednesday now. I'm coming up Thursday. 2 days later, I'm not coming up Thursday. I'm coming up Friday. And I'm like, well, dude, you know that I told you that on Saturday I have to bug out to be the officiant in my wife's cousin's marriage. Getting married, I'm the officiant. It's like, God damn it. So he's going to leave from Detroit to come up here. And he says 11 or 12 they're going to leave, which means 3 or 4. And essentially, I'll be able to see my dad. Hey, Dad, how are you? I'm going to bed. Okay, wake up, half an hour of time, and then leave. Still always thankful for those moments, but that's kind of dumb. And initially, my plan was I'm going to marry these two on Saturday and then turn around in the motorhome, pack everything up again, and drive back up here and stay up here till like Monday or Tuesday. But my schedule has filled up. I have an important meeting on Monday that I cannot miss. So basically, I came up here to do the show and mow the lawn. Kenny says, fraudulent family members, not EZ's fault, LOL. That is crazy. Ryan writes, Big Fraud Zane originally canceled all of the shows for this week. Prepped, not the best of, and instead goes live. Such a fraud. Stevie says, Kenny, we will always encourage you. Well, maybe not Big Fraud Zane. Stevie still reeling over the onslaught yesterday. We are still, and, you know, I don't think we're ever going to find out what exactly poor Stevie did to get on the radar of our bigoted MAGA anti-gay scum that are the former Zaniacs and the Boomer Bunker. Not sure what happened there. She was never given an explanation, and they just like very childishly said, fuck her. And so when she found out when those degenerates are getting together last week over at Pellerito's house at Stalkeritos, she's like, hey, I hear you guys are coming to town. And the click. Stevie yesterday got 1, possibly 2 calls from an unknown number, and she did not pick it up. Amy says, I finally listened to that. Wow, they are all... And then it ends. I think she hit send before she wanted to. She wrote, they're all mental. Can't drop the E at a U says, I feel the pickup sticks instead of relaxing. I can't swim in my pool without skimming the bugs and grass out of it. Yeah, but my ADHD is just, everyone is, it isn't because of that. It's, while they're all sitting around, I just don't like to sit and relax. I would much rather be doing something where I'm moving. The idea of sitting around and relaxing is I just can't deal. And even when there's something that I want to do, like read that book, Cabin in the Woods, or whatever the fuck it is, Last Cabin on the Left, or Cabin Dave Bautista, the fuck. The idea of doing it is overwhelmed by, oh my God, I have work to do. I have shit to get done. I have a hard time making that a priority. So yesterday, I'm mowing, getting the house, this property ready for all the people who are going to be here, and then I have to leave. Thank you. And this is a, it's a lawnmower that you walk and push. It's not a riding mower or anything. And there's a lot of territory to cover, so it's pretty mindless. Now, I'm trying to be careful not to mow any toads because there's toads everywhere around here. And I'm doing a pretty good job, and they're like hopping out of the way. And I'm like, all right, got to be careful. So I'm though it's mindless, I'm paying close attention to what the terrain has in store for me, And then I stopped dead in my tracks because about 3 feet in front of me, there is a hole in the ground. It started like there was a small bit of leaves there left over from the fall that has become an opening, like almost like the opening to a cave. And in and out of it rapidly are a lot of bees. A bee, hornet, wasp, don't know the differences, but all I know is they hurt. I am 2 feet away from mowing that. And it's kind of it's at a height where I'm really gonna mow it. And it's gonna explode. It's gonna look like that sub in the bottom of the ocean by the Titanic. There's gonna be so much debris everywhere. And I'm like, oh. And I stopped, and I caught it, and I was like, oh. And then I have also read that even that bees can just attack you from the vibration of a mower nearby. And I'm at the doorstep of the bee cave here. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Back out. Back it up, Tare. Back it up. And keep my eye on it. I go around it way, way far away from it. Continued on my day, keeping an eye on that thing. And finish. And I go, all right, now I got to get rid of it. Kenny says, I'm glad you stopped, but also kind of disappointed that you did. Yeah, you're right. Be honest here. If I was doing the show right now with welts all over my face and describing that to you, it'd be unbelievable laughter. I'm just lucky that nothing happened with the dogs, that they didn't like examine that or something and get those bees sting the shit out of them, you know? Aram says they are not bees. Why do people in Michigan think wasps are the same as bees? No, you're right, but I don't know what they were. I don't have confirmation as to what they were, and I don't know. I'm not like what am I, a bugologist or an entomologist that would know the living arrangement of different creatures that sting you. Isn't there such a thing as ground bees? Is that not a thing? I mean, Nick says ground yellow jackets are the worst. So a yellow jacket is not a bee, right? Is that what I'm learning here? I'm not sure. Tim says ground hornets. Ashley says minor bees, MINER. Couldn't tell you. All I know is that it was something that made a nest in the ground. I'm going to mow it. All those particulars don't matter. All we need to be concerned with here are the fact that it can hurt your old pal EZ. Luckily, that didn't happen for me. Unlucky for you. And it would hurt. They would hurt me. Leave it to Aram to go, hey, there's a problem in this story. It's not a bee. It's a wasp or whatever, a hornet, or who gives a fuck? What does it matter? There's a question. What does it matter? Ashley says, yes, keep the dogs away. It's bad. They keep stinging. They don't die. Young Adam Schwab says, I found a beehive in my grill cover this week. By the way, I had a text exchange with young Adam Schwab. On yesterday's show, and we were talking about our pals on the Bigot Bunker. Our lovely Kate, who is now a shock jock. She is a host on the show. She had said, yes, I'm very, very disappointed in some of those people that still support Eric. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Who are you? A mom? I'm disappointed. Young Adam Schwab writes, fun fact, I think Kate is disappointed in me. And I wrote, oh, yeah? So you two had a dialogue and then she gave up because you support the show, yes? He says, no, we never had a dialogue. I supported the Threads podcast right when Jason Thierry made a stand against you in defense of Kate or whatever. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he went on there and said, I support Kate because EZ attacked her. Again, if I've ever attacked anybody, it's because they were an asshole to me first. Let's be very clear about that. I don't just go up to random people who I like and say, hey, guess what? Fuck you. Come on. So Thierry, who's did a show called Threads Podcast, used to advertise on this show. I didn't know that he had like, oh my God, that Eric Zane, I hate him. I did have a moment when I encountered him and he iced me out. I was like, hey, what's going on? I texted him after. I go, hey, what? You seemed off. What's going on there? Are you all right? Yeah, I don't support you anymore because you attacked Kate. No, he said you attacked another an audience member. And I'm like, he didn't tell me who. And I was like, well, context matters. Who is it? I'm not telling you. Well, okay. But anyway, Adam writes, we never had a dialogue. I supported Threads right when Jason made a stand against you in defense of Kate or whatever. Before that podcast, like a week later, he went out of business. Kate made a swipe at Megan for her sponsorship on your show. She did? I wrote, Jason made a stand against me? I didn't even realize that. Ha, ha, ha. She's kind of childish. He says, sort of. To the few Patreon subscribers that Jason had after what I saw this weekend, I'm glad I never hung out with any of that crowd. I wrote, yeah, I ran into him. He iced me out. I reached out to him and asked him if he was okay. That's when he told me we aren't friends because I made fun of Kate's ass. He was always a little bit off, but we were cool. I wonder why the show went belly up. Oh. Hollywood World of Sports. I'm starting to not like you. I'm not going to lie. I think it's time we part ways. All right. All right. Where was I? So the bees. I then go ahead and wander over to the shed, and there's a couple of cans of hornet spray. It's amazing I was prepared for this. And you go ahead and you got to wait until it's dark out, you know? And so I go walking up, flashlight. All the activity is ceased. They're all in there sleeping. And boom! Double barrel repulsors. Fucking filling that thing up. And holy shit. Wow, that was incredible. So all that happens. And I'm like, there's so much foam there. I'm like, well, that's it. That's the end of that. That's the end of the damn thing. Wake up this morning, go over there. And it's still okay. It's still alive. There's still activity at the nest. So I'm like, oh, fuck. This is going to be screwed up now. So when people are here, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. If I just fill it full of foam and then dig at it with a shovel. So one of you suggested that I go ahead and fill it full of gas and light it on fire. I'm kind of thinking that that's a bad idea. I don't know about you. Tomorrow, as I get set to head back to Detroit, I do have a dilemma. When I was driving up here, I realized, now okay. Typically, when you go to register a vehicle in the state of Michigan, you can go online, you can pay your money, and then it shows up in the mail. And it's the little sheet of paper you put in your glove box that says you are registered officially for 1 year. And there's also those little stickers that you put on the license plate. So I get mine. Everything's fine. But what you have to do when that comes in is you have to actually take the sticker and put it on the license plate and then actually put that slip of paper in the car. Like an idiot, I never did that. So it's there at home waiting for me. And I'm driving up here. And I'm like, God damn it. Son of a bitch. So I am, mine expired July 1. Now, I'm kind of thinking that if I get pulled over, I'm wondering, you know, they say cops have heard everything. I wonder if they'll actually have heard someone say, yeah, I actually have it, but it's at home. And here's the proof because I made my wife take a picture of it and send it to me. Not that that's going to get me out of a ticket because you actually have to have the proof in the car. It's not like me when I said, I'm just going to call 911 and tell them that I'm speeding. Certainly. It was more of, if there's any way I can salvage this, if I get in any amount of trouble, if I get pulled over, perhaps this will. But now listen, when I was in New Jersey, if you get pulled over and you don't have your vehicle registered in New Jersey, they take your car. That happened to me once. After I moved from Tennessee to New Jersey, I had never did that. I neglected to actually get the thing registered. So I got pulled over in Jackson, New Jersey by this cop, and I was probably a mile from my house, and they made me walk home, took the car, and it was a pain in the ass to get it back. It was a nightmare. Also, in New Jersey, you have to get your vehicle inspected. Another way they make money is you have to take your vehicle to an inspection station, at least they did, and they stick a sensor on the tailpipe to see how much exhaust or how much what the emissions are. And if it's at a higher than a certain level, you have to go and spend a lot of money to get your vehicle more efficient. And that happened. I failed a test, and they made me I had to go to the fucking muffler man or whatever and do something to the car. So it's a big racket. It's how they make a ton of money. So that's how it took me 3 weeks to get my fucking car back. In Michigan, I don't think well, I guess I can't say for sure what they do to you, but I'll be driving that rig back to Detroit, and Diana will meet me at the wedding venue with that sticker and that sheet of paper. So I've got 180 miles to get back home to get to Southeast Michigan, to Detroit, before I can get that thing on. So it's a little bit of a problem. All right, I've been podcasting for going on 5 years. And one of my favorite things of all time is the fact that HelloFresh is part of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Now, let me get to the chase here. Cut to the chase. No one says get to the chase. Let me cut to the chase here. You're going to end up going to HelloFresh.com/Zane50. And then you'll also use the code Zane50 for 50% off plus free shipping. I'm telling you, man, oh my God, this amazing, amazing product is delivered right to your door. The cold stuff stays cold, and everything else is sent to you in pre-portioned packages so that you can cut down on all the extra garbage that you would have to buy if you were making these amazing recipes from buying stuff at the grocery store. And then it's just incredible, the stuff that you can make. Make your home the hangout place all summer long with crowd-pleasing eats. From a backyard bratwurst bar to tangy key lime pie. Can you imagine making key lime pie? HelloFresh Market makes summer entertaining a cinch. HelloFresh, take a bite out of summer from chef-crafted seasonal recipes to their new fresh and fit summer menu. HelloFresh brings flavor right to your door. One of my favorite things is when you plate the food and whoever you're serving it to is like, what the heck? Did you do this? Did you buy this? No, I made it. It's HelloFresh. And you do it all in the comfort of your home, featuring quality proteins, fresh produce, and plans for many lifestyles. It's no wonder why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Go to HelloFresh.com/Zane50 and use promo code Zane50, Zane50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Once again, HelloFresh.com/Zane50 and then use the code Zane50 for 50% off plus free shipping. EZ loves HelloFresh. Tim says, why would they pull you over for driving too slow? Well, I'm not so much worried about getting pulled over for driving too slow. I'm worried about getting pulled over because I have an orange sticker on my license plate and I need a green one. And they know that. You know, they have, I'm pretty sure that they have, if they see an orange sticker, month of July or whatever, they're going to be able to figure that out. Amanda says, my ex-boyfriend didn't put his stickers on for 3 years before he finally got pulled over. He had them. He just hadn't put them on the truck. Kenny says, we just got rid of those emissions tests here. So much better without them each year now. Corey says that's why Amanda dumped the guy. Now, was that the sperm donor? In South Carolina, there's a 30-day grace period, maybe the same in Michigan. As long as you don't speed, you won't get pulled over for it until after July. Yeah, that's right, because the orange sticker that I have on there, those are still good, and there's still a few days in July, so I think I'll be okay. One more thing. Nick sent me a nice email. EZ, I'm just listening to today's podcast. He sent this yesterday. Well, you're talking about the Boomer Bunker show and all that drama. Look, you don't need validation from me or any other fan, but here's what it boils down to. As a fan of the show, I know that there are boundaries. And that's what the whole thing was all about. If you say you're going to be at Bosco's Pub working on a certain day, that's an invitation for fans to patronize the places that you work and say hello. That's not going over the line. But just because you have somebody to your house once doesn't mean it's an open invitation. And that's where I think someone like Dean misunderstood where the boundary is. Well, yeah, it's because he's stupid, too. Don't forget that. Announcing an appearance, then it's free game. If you happen to be in public and someone runs into you, it's okay to say hello. Ask how you're doing. Maybe meet your wife and family if they are there, but that's the end of it. You don't owe me or any other listeners anything, no matter what anybody does for you. I paid $12 for a website for, he bought the website Big Fraud Zane or something like that. I forgot what was the website you bought for me again? It was, it was bigfraudzane.com. Thank you. He wrote, I registered bigfraudzane.com so some troll wouldn't do anything. It was only $12 through Google. I set it to redirect to the Patreon, but it's yours free and clear. I'm not going to do anything with it other than let it sit. If you want to do anything with it, let me know, and I'll transfer ownership. Otherwise, if anyone actually goes to it, it will just redirect them to the Patreon. Silly? Yes. Impulsive? Yes. But now Big Fraud officially has his own website. Jesus. That's funny. He continues. I did that because I'm a fan of the show. It doesn't earn me the right to anything at all. So these former fans who built you a studio, that's great, but that doesn't give them entitlement to anything at all. I think that's what's missing in this equation is that these people feel some sort of entitlement to what you're doing. They feel entitled to being called out by name and thanked or to be part of the show. Maybe they want to be your co-host, but again, doing something or being a fan of the show doesn't entitle anyone to anything. That's just my 2 cents, though. Listening to the clips of the Boomer Bunker made me feel sad for those people. Well, not me. I laughed. But it also made me feel like they don't have a good grip on reality. Okay, my rant is over, and I appreciate you taking the time to read this. Always take care, Z-Man. Wait, doesn't Chad Zumach call himself the Z-Man? Maybe we should just stick with the Toon Man or Big Fraud Zane. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. All right. Tyler says, well, they were part of the inner circle. No, they were part of the garden of listeners. Remember, Eric, you built a garden of listeners. Ugh. Ryan says, I think you're the first person to ever embrace a nickname President Trump has created. Wonder if he directs to his campaign. Kenny says, see, that's a good point. Almost 2 years after being invited into Eric's house, I didn't just randomly show up last summer when I was in Michigan. Diana told me I should stop by, and with all the drama going on, I even asked, are you sure, before I did stop by. That was even on the day that all the shit was hitting the fan. And you're not a retard, okay? They are. These are fucking brainwashed idiots. Okay? That's the difference. And you're worth it. They are not. Florida man says, and like weeds, they got pulled up. All right. The show is available on Facebook, at least for those of you that are getting the show right now on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm about to cut you loose. Go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live if you want the rest of the show that we do each and every weekday at about this same time. Download the show wherever you download podcasts. And send me an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. All right. Twitch and Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. We got to talk about Mitch McConnell. But first, I have to go take a leak. Don't worry, I will be right back. None of fucking room in here. God damn it. Going pee was a problem. Kenny, what the fuck did Aram say? Now Kenny is going to get hung up on. I don't know what the fuck is going on. If that's the case, then so be it. I choose my own entertainment, same as I choose my friends. Eric doesn't make that choice for me, nor does anyone who's considered a former Zaniac. I'll have a discussion about this with anyone, but if anyone wants to just write me off without speaking to me, then whatever. All right. Sorry, I'm a little slow. I got massively distracted. I apologize. I need to get into Mitch McConnell. God damn, this actually made me feel bad. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's addressing people, talking. And he's had some issues where he's fallen down a few times recently. His health is poor. But watch this. He's talking about whatever the hell. And then he suddenly just stops talking. This is not good. I feel bad. Watch this.
This week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
no. He just glitched. Are you good, Mitch?
Okay, Mitch.
Oh, okay. Now he's coming back.
Anything else you want to say? Or should I go back to you?
Guys, is there anything else you want to say?
Anything else to the press?
And then that's it. He just walks. Oh no. Oh my God.
this week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Okay. Now, this is so bad. Someone who loves him needs to take care of him. I don't know, maybe he's stubborn, but what a horribly sad thing that is. That I hate that. I honestly, when I was Amanda says he sounds like Eric doing an impression of Stevie says these fossils need to retire. Why is that? Why are you attacking him? They shuffle him off. This is shameful between him and Feinstein. Tyler says, damn it, the Mitch bot ran out of battery again. Who forgot to charge him last night? Why am I the only person who's sympathetic to this guy? Jesus. This has to be a way to value their wisdom without parading them around. They just need to be better public liars like Donald Trump. Stevie is spot on. No, I know that. I know he needs to retire, but you're calling him a fossil. I think, you got to read the room here. I mean, I'd call him a fossil too if I didn't feel so fucking bad for what I just saw. Don't you have a soul? For fuck's sake.
Yeah. This is Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
Senator McConnell, how are you?
Well, I'm doing all right this morning, I suppose. Who is this?
Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't identify myself. This is Eric Zane, and I'm a friend of...
you're the president's friend.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that I've been talking to the president for a few months, but welcome to the show. So thank you for picking up the call.
It's so good to be here, with all the bipartisanship and such. All right.
Sir, did you just say bipartisan shit?
That's right.
Okay. Sir, what happened yesterday? You kind of glitched out.
It's a complicated situation. Yeah. They want, things, it's complicated.
Okay. Sorry about, with the age being what it is, have you ever considered maybe just relaxing a little bit? And
oh no, not at all. I'm 81 years old. I've got at least, let's say 20 years yet, probably good service.
Sir, you didn't. It was really unnerving. You didn't look well. It looked like.
I'm not. No one ever said I was well. I think the Americans are getting confused now. There's so much division.
Wait a minute. What? But, sir, I'm just.
That's right.
Well, yeah, I was referring to your overall health. You stopped speaking for 19 seconds and you were just staring blankly.
Yeah.
Darla! You were staring blankly.
I'm not well, but I can, function,
Yeah.
more than I hate to say it, I hate it more than Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Wouldn't it be more enjoyable if you just got in a hot tub and relaxed and had a couple margaritas than all of this nonsense?
No. Have you met my wife? I'm much better in the Senate.
Okay. I'm sorry for the awkward call in like that, but I was tipped off that.
No, it's so good to have a dialogue,
Okay. How do you feel?
People are concerned about my health, and they really should be.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying that this is going to get worse? Is that what you're suggesting?
No.
Mr. McConnell. Senator. Senator.
I think I'm having an episode.
Senator, I'm going to let you go, okay? Yeah,
I gotta get. Where's my? Oh God.
Anyway, that was fantastic. Holy shit. I'm surprised that we got that done. With a technological gap here, it's a flat-out miracle that we were actually successful doing that. Mitch McConnell, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Quick timeout. My friends at Berlin Raceway, berlinraceway.com. If you want to get tickets for this weekend's races, do so by going to the website, and $14 is all you're going to pay on Hall of Fame night. 15 and under are free. Parking is free. Yada, yada, yada. Bring in the cooler with your goodies, with your snacks. No booze, no glass. BerlinRaceway.com. Rick from TC Paintball. Typically, he would join me on a Friday. Cannot do it today. And, well, I mean, unless he has FaceTime. But he's at another paintball trade show selling his wares. TCPaintballGR.com. When you want to book an event for your group, whether it's a bachelor party, kids hanging out, still plenty of time in the summer for you to book an event. Get on the schedule at TCPaintballGR.com. We got to get into Eddie Vedder. I love Eddie Vedder. I don't know how busy he is these days with his career. He doesn't have to, you know. I like that when somebody makes a ton of money and then, you know, they just relax. He might be on tour right now. I don't know, but he took time out to visit with his daughters and go to see Taylor Swift. Vedder has a bedazzled blazer on, an anti-hero shirt. I'm not sure what that means. Is that Taylor Swift related? And covered in friendship bracelets. These are his kids. This one, I don't know if she looks to have some type of issue. There's Eddie. He got a nice smile. And this is one daughter. She's all happy. And then this one, I don't know what her deal is. I think she's kind of like, woo, party. These are the bracelets. Is that what you call it? Hold on a second. Darla's chewing on plastic. Stand by. No. So many interruptions today, I just can't get my mojo. No, Mitch McConnell was not one of those interruptions. That was a great interruption. Yeah, I remember Diana had to take Jackie and her pal to see the fucking Cheetah Girls back in the day. That's what good parents do, you know? I mean, Eddie Vedder, of course, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Sure, he's got plenty of time, but I would have hated seeing the Cheetah Girls. I don't know enough. I don't know too much about Taylor Swift. She'd sing "Shake It Off," and "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together," and that's about it. Now, Taylor Swift has popularity that's, you know, all genders. Everybody loves Taylor Swift. I think it would have to be, I'm guessing more women than men, but she's really, really marketed herself amazingly. Effort is incredible. She realized she could make so much money being a pop star. Does she even sing the country songs anymore? Amanda says Taylor Swift was not in the Cheetah Girls. Did I say that? I don't think I said she was in the Cheetah Girls. I said Diana took my daughter to see the Cheetah Girls. Ashley says that's called candy. Your raver daughter would know. Well, I don't know what the fuck. You guys are speaking a different language to me today. I don't even know what that means. All right. In the great state of Michigan, this woman is out of jail. less than 2 years after she murdered her father by throwing lye on him. Lye is that, remember the movie Fight Club when Brad Pitt, his character kissed Edward Norton's character, which was both him, spoiler alert, and then put the lye on it, and then it like ate away his skin. This chick, this 17-year-old, hated her dad, and he was drunk and sleeping, and she got like a big ass fucking bag of lye and poured it on him. And it ate away his body, and he like died. He looked like fucking Crazy 8 when he fell through the fucking floor. Audio check. Video check. She has been released from prison less than 2 years into the sentence. What the hell's going on here?
The day Megan Emeritz was confident she would one day see. The day she knew she would have freedom.
I know my truth, and I know what happened, and so does my dad. And that's what matters.
Megan was released from the Oakland County Jail this week.
Okay, you hear it. You know that he abused her. You know that happened. It had to be.
After spending 17 months behind bars for an act that ultimately led to the death of her father, Conrad Emerwitz.
The prosecutor alleges that you threw a lie on your dad, and you say you did not.
They just want somebody to blame, and nobody wanted to ever believe that my dad could hurt himself or that anybody else could hurt him.
The front door was always unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe she wasn't abused. She's just saying my dad did it to himself.
So anyone could have walked in at any point in time.
Well, who did it then? Someone who walked in or himself?
Something was thrown on your dad, or you did toss something over, but it wasn't live.
Yes, I tossed some bread at him to get his attention.
Megan would eventually leave the house that day on October 1st, 2021, but not before ending her conversation with her father.
But we talked it out.
But later that day, Megan's father was found in his home burning from lye and was rushed to a hospital by a neighbor. Hours later, police confronted Megan with questions after speaking with her father at the hospital.
I was trying to tell him like the only thing I threw was bread.
Initially, Megan was
threw bread, not lie.
Facing a charge of assault with intent to do great bodily harm and misdemeanor domestic violence. But several months later, Megan's father passed away from his injuries.
6 months later, it turned into first-degree murder, and they kept lowering it.
I'm starting to not believe this chick.
Because I feel somehow they knew that they can't charge me with something I didn't do.
But as Megan worked to prove her innocence, she had to prove it from behind bars.
And they took me in and they had to put me on suicide watch.
As Megan spent her days behind bars,
I want to commit suicide hearing her talk.
Found support from a mom who was in jail, the mom of the Oxford High School shooter.
What?
Her name is Jennifer Crumbley, mother of Ethan Crumbley, who fatally shot 4 people and injured 6 at his high school. His parents are accused of buying Ethan the gun used in the school shooting.
She was my best friend in there. And we became so close, and I had moved in with her. She was just
this is unbelievable.
Everything that I could have wanted in there.
It was the support she needed to stay alive and see the day when she would be released from jail. That day came this week.
Relieved and good.
Megan could have faced life in prison, but instead, during her sentencing hearing, she received a year in prison with credit for time served and 5 years of probation. Although she's relieved, she admits she is still suicidal.
I still think about it a lot. But I know that now I have to live for my dad.
Fox 2 contacted the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office, and the following statement was released. This was not the sentence we advocated for. However, the judge ultimately decides what sentence will be imposed.
I'm going to make a life for myself.
In Oakland County, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
I don't believe her. I'm just not buying it right now. Seems very strange to me. Crazy Ashley says Mitch was more lively than her. Holy fuck.